Welcome back to Anarcho-Markets. Today we're diving into why Javier Milei, Argentina's new president, is often considered the only true libertarian leader in the world. In a global political landscape filled with hollow promises, Milei stands out, and here's why. Libertarianism at its core is about individual freedom, minimal government interference, and free markets. Milei has not only voiced these values, but has also taken clear steps to embody them. Let's dive in. Let's start with the economy. Argentina has been plagued by hyperinflation, currency devaluation, and an overbearing government. Milei's plan to dollarize the economy is intended to prevent the Argentine government from continuing to devalue the peso. But it's not just about moving to the US dollar, it's about creating stability. The dollar, while far more stable than the peso, is still far from an ideal currency. Ideally, a sound currency should be scarce and immune to political influence, which the dollar is not. The US government has been printing it at unprecedented rates, especially in recent years. Dollarizing is a step in the right direction, but libertarians know it's only a stepping stone toward a truly sound, scarce currency. Argentina's heavy government involvement in various sectors has led to inefficiencies, but Milei aims to reduce this by encouraging competition, privatizing failing industries, and letting the private sector lead. Politically, Milei's platform is deeply libertarian. He's focused on limiting government power, reducing bureaucracy, and cutting public spending. By downsizing ministries and redirecting funds back to the people, he's on a mission to reduce the weight of government in people's lives. And while libertarians prioritize freedom, this often goes against more conservative values, particularly on issues like drug use. Milei has advocated for decriminalizing certain drugs, arguing that the government has no right to control what an individual consumes as long as it doesn't harm others. This stance highlights a key point. Milei is not a conservative or a traditional right-wing politician, he is a libertarian. Unlike conservative politicians, he supports personal choice over state-enforced morality. Next, let's talk about welfare, a cornerstone of Milei's agenda. Libertarians view welfare with caution because while it's meant to support those in need, it often leads to dependency, strips individuals of personal accountability, and can ultimately limit freedom. Welfare programs, particularly those that target specific groups, can unintentionally create incentives that work against a healthy, self-reliant society. For instance, when countries offer financial support specifically to single mothers, they tend to see an increase in single motherhood. Why? Because people respond to incentives, and some may see financial benefits in aligning with these program criteria. Such policies can unintentionally create societal norms that reinforce dependency on the state instead of self-reliance and family stability. Milei is working to reform welfare by reducing these types of government interventions, aiming to replace them with policies that encourage personal responsibility. In his view, welfare should be a last resort, not a lifestyle, and he advocates for community-based or private initiatives that help individuals get back on their feet without relying on government handouts. By scaling back welfare, Milei believes Argentina can foster a society where people depend on themselves and their communities, not the state. So, what has Milei actually accomplished since taking office? Unlike many politicians who make big promises, Milei has hit the ground running with a clear vision. One of his first actions was cutting back on excessive government spending by reducing the size of several ministries, beginning the process of streamlining Argentina's bureaucracy. He's also slashed regulations on businesses, aiming to create a friendlier environment for small and medium-sized enterprises. Importantly, he ended the electoral fund, a source of taxpayer money often used to benefit incumbent politicians. He also suspended government spending on advertising, a measure aimed at stopping taxpayer money from being used to promote government messaging. In another bold move, Milei removed artificial price controls that were keeping prices artificially low but distorting the market. By allowing prices to reflect true supply and demand, he's aiming to stabilize the economy naturally instead of relying on temporary fixes that only worsen long-term economic instability. These actions show that Milei is not just about ideology, he's about taking concrete steps to reshape Argentina's economy and government to align with libertarian values. Javier Milei's economic, political, and social policies position him as a unique figure on the world stage, embodying the libertarian principles of freedom, limited government, and free markets. The path he's charting may not be easy, but he's demonstrating what libertarian leadership looks like in practice. Thanks for tuning in to Anarcho Markets, where we explore the future of freedom. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts on Milei in the comments below. Until next time.